everybody. As promised, this is the first new episode of Talking Tall Men News in over a month. As always, I'm Talking Tom, alongside me is Talking Man.
We've been waiting to do this, so let's just jump into our top stories today.
We begin today's newscast with a major shakeup in terms of staff. TV501 Productions CEO Jason Jackson has been relieved of his duties.
And as a result, the company said it is putting this series on hold after the season ends, saying it is the right decision to make.
Jackson made controversy after a vulgar comment he made to the old defunct Alpha 10 Productions last week. TV501 Productions says it will name a new CEO early next year.
Now, to explain this further, we are joined on the line by TV501 Productions head Mikey Rainsworth. Mikey, first of all, tell us your views on this current situation.
Well, firstly, it is an honor to be speaking with you and Tom right now. But there is an honest reason why I'm doing this. You see, with this recent decision that this company made to fire Mr. Rainsworth, we tend to get a little backlash, and I think that's the point here. People are going to have their thoughts on our decisions. But we don't have that outcome when it comes to certain things like this. We are an independent company, but we don't have to be shouted, criticized, or teased about what we do. From my perspective, I think we should see this as a step towards a brighter future.
Yeah, and let's not forget, you bought out the old Alpha 10 Productions, so this comes at a very crucial time.
It does, in a way, since our company has complete control of their assets. And that's the thing, with companies today, they're always striving and fighting over one another to see which one can be the best in the world. They face problems of every kind, and we're part of that. We face our own issues every single day. But one thing is for sure, we never seem to have a problem with facing issues.
Alright, that's Mikey Rainsworth, head of TV501 Productions, speaking to us on the line regarding the firing of CEO Jason Jackson. Thank you, Mr. Rainsworth.
Alright, we want to turn our attention to other news now, and polls are open in British Columbia today until 8 p.m. Pacific time as voters cast their ballots in the country's first municipal election of the year.
Talking News will have full coverage throughout today, including local radio specials in the evening, live coverage on our Facebook page, and extensive resources on our website.
This is the first province-wide municipal vote since new campaign finance rules that limit corporate and union donations were implemented last fall.
It's also an election that will see big change in some Metro Vancouver cities, where more than a dozen long-term mayors are not seeking re-election.
Turning to U.S. headlines, authorities are seeking answers to figure out what led to the deaths of a young couple in the Grand Canyon National Park.
The bodies of Jessica Bartz and Garrett Bonkowski were found earlier this month in an area overlooking a popular trail on the South Rim National Park, investigators said yesterday.
The couple was believed to have entered the Grand Canyon National Park on September 18th. Their bodies were found on Trail U2 overlook on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, according to Fox 13.
Grand Canyon National Park spokeswoman Carrie Cobb said there is no account of their activities from when they entered the park, and no one reported the couple missing.
It's been more than a week since Hurricane Michael smashed into the Florida Panhandle, and more than 100,000 Florida customers were still without power, according to the State Department of Emergency Management website.
While more than half the outages are in Bay County, rural counties have a greater percentage of people without power 8 days after the storm.
That includes Calhoun County, where 86% of the customers of the local electronic cooperative had no electricity.
And it's not an easy problem to solve quickly. In Bay County alone, thousands of utility poles were blown down or snapped in half like toothpicks.
Let's bring in our live meteorologist now for his share on this story.
Yes, thank you guys. This is just a horrible situation more than a week after Hurricane Michael made landfall. Thousands of customers in Florida are still without power, and crews are working round the clock to get them back into service, but customers won't be back online for probably weeks or months probably. But back here at home, we're dealing with our own issues with below normal temperatures and snow. I'll talk about it more, plus your full forecast in a little bit.
Alright, thank you. Coming up after the break, with one more episode to go until we reach the final season-based newscast, what does the future hold for this series? Former meteorologist Talking Ginger returns to discuss.
And we're debuting a new segment on our show called The World Fix with Talking Tyler. That's up next.
Attention all Talking Tom and Ben News viewers, by the end of this year, Outfit 7 Productions' limited contract with Crozier Television Network will come to an end. This means that you will no longer be able to view Talking Tom and Ben News, starting in January of 2019. Outfit 7 Productions has recently signed a new contract with Talking TV, enabling it to be broadcast on that network for 2 years. Once again, as of January 2019, Talking Tom and Ben News will no longer broadcast on the Crozier Television Network. Thank you for your understanding.
Welcome back. We know the news around the world is tough to cover, so here with us now is our Talking News world correspondent, Talking Tyler, with our new segment called The World Fix. Tyler? Yes, thank you, Tom. Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi died in a fistfight in Saudi colony in Istanbul, the kingdom claimed early today, finally admitting that the writer had been slain in the Atlantic Post. Authorities said 18 Saudi suspects were in custody and intelligence officials had been fired. Now this comes 2 weeks after Khashoggi, 59, entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul for paperwork required to marry his Turkish fiancée and never came out. More updates to follow. More than 60 people were killed yesterday evening after a speeding train ran over a crowd watching fireworks during a religious festival in northern India. The victims, which include children, were celebrating Dashera, a Hindu festival where an effigy of demon Ravana was burned and watched the fireworks display. Police told the BBC that more than 60 people have been killed and 100 injured. Some media reports claim 2 trains arrived from the opposite direction on separate tracks, which gave little chance for people to flee the danger. And finally, former Dutch Prime Minister Wim Kok has died at the age of 80. Kok was a trade unionist turned politician who inspired a new breed of pragmatic social democratic leaders who swept power in Europe in the 1990s. And that, folks, is your World Fix for today. I'm Talking Tyler. Now let's send it back to the Talking Tom Menu studio.
Thank you very much, Tyler. With the end of this series as a season-based show coming in the next episode, you guys may be wondering what the future holds for this series.
It is very unpredictable, so joining us for more on this story is, I never thought I'd say this again, Talking Ginger. Ginger? Yes, thank you, Talking Tom. Well, it is going to be one busy time for us as we are turning into a weekly series next year. So what does the future hold for this newscast? Well, for one, our graphics are going to receive a massive upgrade. TV501 Productions has recently announced this, but have yet to comment on any further details. And second, as you've just seen with Talking Tyler, we're doing a new segment called The World Fix, since world news can be tough to cover sometimes. But other than that, the future looks good for us. And before I leave you, I will plan to land a new deal with TV501 Productions next year, so you won't have to wait that long to see my face again. Anyways, for Talking News, I'm Talking Ginger. Back to you.
Thanks, Ginger, and we've just received a word from a spokesperson for TV501 Productions that the company is not putting us on hiatus after this season ends.
Instead, the first episode of this weekly series will be premiering sometime in November. Hey folks, Talking Paul here. We have a lot to get through in sports, including results from the NHL and NBA and NFL as well, so I'll do my best after the break.
But first, I'll be giving you Talking City's 7-day forecast, including the next chance of snow. That's after the break.
This broadcast of Talking Tom and Ben News on the Crozier Television Network is sponsored by Sonic Drive-In, where you can get Sonic's Car Up Classic, a juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger, or flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots for only $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Welcome back to Talking Tom Men News, ladies and gentlemen. I am your live meteorologist. It's time for Talking City's only trusted 7-day forecast. All throughout the upcoming week, we will have chances of showers in the store. That, combined with the below normal temperatures, will make for a very soggy week. But as you look at Wednesday, we're looking at a chance at some mixing. But Thursday, I suspect, is the best chance of snowfall, especially around the Piru Mountains, where some areas could get up to a good 6 inches. So I'll be watching that area. Along with that, some areas around Talking City may get around an inch or 2 of snowfall. Temperatures should range from +3 to +5 until Wednesday when we drop into the freezing digits. So it's not going to be a very good week. Anyways, that's all for me, your live meteorologist. It's now time for Sports Report. Let's send it over to Talking Paul.
Thank you. And the National League Championship Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Milwaukee Brewers comes down to a do-or-die Game 7 tonight. It will be a game-free rematch between Dodgers rookie Walker Buehler, arguably the best pitcher this postseason, and Brewers journeyman Julius Hutchin, who hasn't allowed a run in 2 October starts. The Brewers are set up well in the bullpen with the relief ace Josh Hader rested and ready for multiple innings. Pitch off. The first pitch comes at 7:09 tonight. In the NHL, we have 2 games in progress right now. The Colorado Avalanche are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Avalanche lead 2-0. And the New Jersey Devils are facing the Philadelphia Flyers. That game is tied at 2 goals apiece. Other games on the schedule today include Arizona taking on Winnipeg, the Senators are facing the Canadiens, and the Red Wings are facing the Panthers. We have a great schedule today for the NBA as well. The Toronto Raptors are facing the Washington Wizards, the Brooklyn Nets are facing the Indiana Pacers. Boston is up against New York Knicks, the Atlanta Magic are taking on 76ers, the Pistons are facing the Bulls, and the Hornets are taking on the Heat, Miami Heat, that is. And that concludes your sports report. Now back to you. Thank you, Talking Paul. As always, you can stay up to date anytime with your sports news by going to our sports section at talkingnews.ca.
That's going to do it for us here tonight. Remember that the next episode is the final season finale before we go into a weekly schedule next month. For all of us here at Efforts and Productions, thank you for watching. Good night.